Mr. Puneet Chhatwal on ET Now, and today we'll be talking about not kiosk QT, which is not this quarter se quarter tak. We'll talk about next 5 years. Yeah, Panch Varshi Yojana, the 5-year plan of IHCL, and what are they planning? What are the aspirations, and what kind of commitment are they ready to give? I'd like to remind our viewers that as a policy, Indian Hotel never gives a guidance, but this is some kind of a roadmap which they are essentially sharing with investors and our viewers. Mr. Chhatwal, thank you for joining us. I'll take the clock back 5 years, then we'll talk forward. When you came with your 5-year plan, which ends in 2024, Avana, everyone said it was very ambitious. You achieved it before time. Now you're coming with this plan, everyone is saying it is quite conservative because there's a tailwind in this sector. So what is right, what is wrong? Was the first plan very optimistic, which you delivered, or this one is conservative?
Well, Nikunj, firstly, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. But in any journey, you need to have people who believe in the journey, especially people who are within the organization. When we first unveiled Aspiration 2022, way back in February 2018, not many believed, but they said, okay, now we have said it, so we'll do it. Then came COVID, which gave, actually in hindsight, I have to say, COVID gave the confidence. If you could overcome the challenges of zero revenue, lockdown, come back with a bang, and be very prudent with the cost, that gives you a confidence to achieve anything you want. And if COVID does not allow you to get derailed, and you still go ahead and achieve Avan with flying colors, then, anything is possible. Now, what we have tried to do always is find some kind of a science to what we are communicating. We just don't pick up a number and say this is what the number is. Finding the right balance, which is important for an India-centric company in terms of capital light and capital heavy, in terms of luxury brand versus tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities, in terms of nation building and just building cash cows. I think there is a lot of science and art that goes behind it, and that's the reason we came up with what we have come up. And in an ideal world, if we could deliver on this promise even a little ahead of time, like we have done it in the last two roadmaps that we have shown, we would be very pleased as management.
So can I say that the vision is a conservative vision, and you are again following the mantra of under-committing and you want to over-deliver? So these are conservative estimates. This is a baseline number.
No, I think where we stand today, it's a realistic number. See, at that time, we were coming from a 12, 13, 16% EBITDA margin. Last year, we finished at a little over 33% on consolidated, almost 40% plus on standalone. I think these are very big numbers, and all in all, what is important is that the business model, the mix of locations, the mix of the contract types, the mix of the geography, and at the same time keep moving forward on the global front as the crown jewel of India. I think all these parameters have to be balanced, and I think up till now we have done a good job and hope to do the same going forward.
The simple headline for our viewers is that you would double the number of hotels and you would double the revenue. So what is the maths behind this? Because this guidance is art and a science. Now let's understand the maths.
So the maths is very simple. If you double the number of hotels, normally the revenue should triple or quadruple.
Yes.
But because 90% of the growth will come from capital light, and of that 90%, another 80 to 85% will be through management contracts. As per accounting standards, what we consolidate is only the management fee. The management fee is only like 6 to 9%, depending on the size of the property and the location of the top line. So the rest is not our revenue. That is the owner's revenue for whom we manage the property. So that's why getting to a double in the consolidated reported revenue at an enterprise level is a much larger number. So at an enterprise level revenue, we're talking 30,000 crore plus. But that is very important for our business model, because this will enable us to take out the cyclicality and volatility in our portfolio. As everybody talks, hotel sector is very cyclical, hotel sector is very volatile. how do you take that volatility out and keep marching forward in a very strong way? One of the ways or one of the levers is the brandscape, and the other lever is the business model that you're using for your growth.
Now it's adding up, because just thinking through that, if hotel rooms are doubling, then the revenue has to be higher than this. It's a whole enterprise number which would be larger.
But then when the market gets hit and the RevPAR, which is your multiplicator of average rate and occupancy, drops by 10, 15, 20%, and the profitability drops by 50%.
Yes.
So that is, which is something which is gone and is expected to go away further. And in an ideal world, we find the real sweet spot, which is not only good for our portfolio, but becomes a benchmark for the global hospitality industry.
Okay. Now, the last column of the press release mentions 75% of the business will come from traditional businesses, which is your existing model, asset light, as well as company-owned hotels. 25% will come from new businesses. 25% is a sizable revenue. That means on a 15,000 crore, that's 25%. That's a big business for you now. Will that business add to your margins eventually, or it will first eat into your margin and boost it up?
The other way around. It will significantly add, as we have also given the guidance in the past that all the new businesses are expected to do EBITDA margin, because it's capital light but does not exclude revenue sharing contracts, north of 35%. So north of 35 means more than the margins we have done in the past. So, but that's for 25% of the business. So I think that is a very good and healthy number, and brands like Ginger, like Cumin, are very well positioned to deliver much higher number than that.
When you gave your last 5-year guidance, which is the one guidance, you also shared the margin picture. This time, at least, until unless I've missed it, I've not seen a mention of the margin. Have I missed it, or you've not shared it?
Well, we cannot. One reason is, if I share already this will be the margin and this is the revenue, then you have calculated everything already today. So
that's my job.
So that
margin has not been shared.
Second is, in an ideal world, we keep what we have and improve on it further. As a high growth company with several new businesses, and at the outset you asked this question, will these new businesses be accretive to your total business, or are they going to eat into it and because they need capital to grow, right? We don't need capital to grow in these businesses, but definitely we don't want to lose out on very nice opportunities. I think I always used to talk about the opening of Ginger Mumbai Airport. That's become a new benchmark. See, people heard you, people believed you, but the real conviction came when they actually saw it in black and white, the numbers. So very first 6 months of operation, if it does, 50% plus margin and does a revenue of more than 50 crores, and the year is still left, then the picture looks very different. Then you say, okay, now when I'm going to do more such Ginger branded properties in very important markets, in key locations, then we can go for that kind of a number. But we have to first get there. So we reimagined Ginger, which was first launched in 2004, like 20 years ago, and it struggled for a very long period of time because the business model was not right.
I go back to a very basic question, and we keep on going back to again and again. There was this whole world which we use the word, revenge shopping, revenge travel, revenge adventure. You can only live once. All kind of terminology was used to explain the initial comeback in the tourism sector. But for me, what is happening is that for the quarter gone by, car sales were down, apparel sales were down, but hospitality sales have gone up. Is this trend here to stay in incorporating your guidance? You must have taken a view on rates, cyclicality, demand, supply. Where is that headed for 5 years?
I personally believe that there are 3-4 important factors which are going to contribute significantly to hospitality. Number one is your GDP growth. If India becomes number 4 and then aspires to be number 3 economy in the world, it's also going to get all the other attributes that these top 5 economies have. And one of that is long weekends, leisurely trips, business conferences, meetings, etc., etc., etc. Number 2 is, as the country gets richer, then the per capita income increases. If the per capita income increases, the disposable income increases. So that's how the spend comes. Number three, something which has not yet happened, but at some point it will happen. Just like India's economy became number 5 and is expected to become number 3, India will be an important foreign tourist arrival destination. Today it is not. It is nowhere close to what its true potential would be. It's not even at, I would say, 20% of its true potential. It's 10 million foreign tourist arrivals, of which Indian diaspora is approximately 50%. So I think that kind of factors which are driving demand will drive growth in this sector, will drive rates, will drive profitability, and also the influx of new capital. When Taj started and other companies in India started, they were owner-operator. Then came an era of builders and developers. But the institutional capital is waiting to come in. Global institutional capital, when that starts coming in, that's when the hospitality sector will go through the roof.
I was hoping there would be mention of a market cap in last 5 years, 1 lakh crore. Any numbers where you aspire the market cap should be? How will the journey of 1 lakh to 2 lakh be achieved in the next 5 years? कुछ तो मेंशन करना था, मार्केट कैप 1 लाख करोड़ हुई है.
नहीं, वो नहीं है, but I think I'll pick up from one of our last interviews almost 6, 8, 9 months ago. You have inculcated that thought in our mind, and if we can become among the top 3 hospitality companies in the world, we should go for it, and we will, as management, do everything to get there. And one of the measures of becoming top 3 is your strength of the brands. The other is the scale. But one of the other attributes could also be market cap. And one way or the other, with Taj being the world's strongest hotel brand, India's strongest brand across all sectors, I think we would be extremely pleased if we not only retain our current positioning but keep improving it. As India grows, Indian hotels grows, and as Indian hotels grows, the backbone of Indian hotels, the Taj brand, grows.
When you measure the peers, there's an absolute comparison and there's a relative comparison. Markets are about absolute comparison, boardrooms are about relative comparison. How would you define your market share in India? Where do you think a market share could move? Have you gained market share in the last couple of years? Because now at the industry level, launches are happening.
Immensely. I think it would be fair to say that today our revenue equals to other industry peers out of India put together. Even if we took other global majors, we are absolutely at par.
What's your number?
As I said, if our total enterprise level revenue is around 10,000 crore or plus, and going forward to 30,000 is what is expected. Today last year we were 13,000. This year we might end up at 14 plus or close to 15. That's a very high number. Just Taj Mahal Palace and Tower might do anything north of 750 crores on the top line.
Which is more than a lot of boutique hotel chains.
Lot of other global companies put together in terms of the management fee they earn in India. So not one, but several put together will not be equal to that revenue or the EBITDA of that one single hotel. So I think all in all, that is the opportunity.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.